Sometimes the things we're most passionate about take away more from us than they give us. Today we take a look at how bodybuilding ruined 5 lives. Number 5. Aziz Zyzz Shavershian. The Zyzz case is one that shook the bodybuilding community like a hurricane. His passing has been the subject of controversy across all fitness communities. It has not only been the subject for steroid use, but the health of bodybuilders in general. Zyzz was someone who took it too far, but at what cost? And was his passing even related to roids, or was it just a heart condition? Zyzz was an incredibly influential Australian bodybuilder. He quickly came on the rise on multiple social media platforms discussing bodybuilding. His body type was an ectomorph, kind of similar to an endomorph bodybuilder. Zyzz's full name was Aziz Sergeyevich Shavershian. Zyzz is a little easier to say. The reason Zyzz became incredibly popular was simple. He had a revolutionary and heartwarming story, one that hit the soft spot of most bodybuilding fans, even us. He was picked on relentlessly. Many kids in today's society get the same treatment. He took that anger and started working out aggressively every day, using that anger of the bullying and punishment to unleash havoc in the gym. Also, Zyzz was a huge World of Warcraft player. He resonates deeply with a lot of bodybuilders that love gaming. When other people would come to him asking for help, he would quickly guide them. He was more than just a celebrity, he was a friend. Strangely enough, he was well educated and was a commerce student. This comes incredibly useful when he goes to spread his business across the internet. He also had incredible bodybuilding videos, telling fans to take their pre-workout and destroy the gym on programs like Arnold's Blueprint. In his spare time, Zyzz would troll women on Facebook. I would envision that as a gamer who weighed nearly 90 pounds, he wasn't exactly pulling every girl in the nightclub. So when he got shredded and everything, he would go out to clubs and troll women. He also trolled them on Facebook extensively. In a way, it was revenge for him getting rejected all the time. He wanted women to know what rejection felt like. Regardless if you agree with what he did or not, you have to admit some of his messages are hilarious. In the storm of rumors you may hear surrounding the Zyzz incident, his heart is always without fail mentioned. In 2011, Zyzz was in Thailand when it happened. Rumor has it that Zyzz was in a sauna when the heart attack occurred. This is where all of the controversy begins. When the news of the Zyzz passing started circulating around, it struck deep into the hearts of every bodybuilder. An autopsy of Zyzz revealed he had congenital heart disease. So in general, when people have congenital heart disease, it means their heart is weaker than normal people. Zyzz was living life at 140 miles per hour. Every day was a party and a blast. We are talking about cocaine, paid service women, drugs, alcohol, roids, more drugs, constant stress, likely a poor sleep schedule, etc. Do you see where we're going with this? His congenital heart problem was aggravated heavily by his crazy life. But something was more at play, which goes on to show, yes, the roids do play a role, but not all of it. Number 4. Ole Cooney. An obsessive bodybuilder who suffered 2 heart attacks and 3 strokes because of his massive intake of anabolic steroids passed away aged just 20 after ignoring repeated warnings to stop working out, an inquest heard. Fitness fanatic Oli Cooney had been told by doctors when he was 18 that he was putting his life at risk if he did not limit his weightlifting, but he refused to listen and told family he was invincible. Ole was openly taking anabolic steroids because he wanted to change his body image and had been working out since he was 16, his grandmother Janet Brook told a hearing in Bradford, West Yorkshire. Mr. Cooney of Baildon, West Yorkshire, who was also taking physique-enhancing supplements, including milk thistle, had been diagnosed with chronic heart damage after attending hospital with chest pains. He had stopped taking the anabolic steroids, but the irreversible and long-term damage to his heart had already been done. Despite having 2 heart attacks and 3 strokes, which left him with weakness down one side and without speech for a time, he responded well to physiotherapy. But he returned to working out at the gym 3 or 4 times a week, despite the warnings by doctors. He told a nurse he would rather have another heart attack than another stroke because of the effect a stroke would have on his body. Recording a verdict that Mr. Cooney's passing was from substance abuse of anabolic steroids, Assistant Bradford coroner Dr. Dominic Bell told Mr. Cooney's family they were not to blame themselves. He said he had this weakness that he was driven to alter his body image to become more confident in society. For most people, what had already happened to him would have been a wake-up call, but he was not willing to listen or to learn from the heart professionals. If he would not listen to them, he would not listen to you. It does not reflect any shortfall on you. Number 3. Andreas Munzer. Those who knew him described Munzer as enthusiastic and driven to be the top bodybuilder possible. But this ambition had a dark side. It meant that Munzer was a chronic user and user of different steroids throughout his entire career. At just 31 years old, during the last phase of his career before his passing, it was said that Munzer had the lowest percentage of body fat in the world. In 1996, he was hospitalized after complaining of sharp stomach pains for a few months. The steroids were taking their toll, and his stomach started bleeding. Doctors attempted to operate to stop the bleeding, but were unable to do so in time. Shortly after that, Munzer passed away after his liver and kidneys failed. Number 2. Greg Plitt. Greg Plitt, a model, actor, and reality TV star, passed away after he was hit by a train while apparently filming a fitness video. Plitt, 37, whose real name was George, was being videotaped by two men on the tracks when he was hit by a passenger train, according to police in LA. Investigators ruled out self-harm, and Plitt had shot workout videos on railroad tracks before. Police have interviewed witnesses who saw Plitt standing on the track even as the train's horn was blaring. It was possible Plitt thought the train was on a parallel track, the police spokesman said. It's like a blind turn, he said. When the train came, you might not be able to tell which set the train is on. Plitt is best known for appearing on Bravo's reality TV series Work Out. An episode featuring him on Bravo's new series Friends to Lovers is a few weeks away. Plitt was as nice as he was beautiful, tweeted Andy Cohen. We couldn't take our eyes off Greg Plitt after we cast him on Workout. He seemed invincible, like Superman, wrote the Bravo producer. Sergeant Chris Canales of the Burbank Police Department told media that Plitt passed away at approximately 4:05 p.m. local time. For some reason, he was on the track and he was struck by the train, Canales said. A train passenger said that Plitt, who had shot workout videos on train tracks before, had a camcorder in his hand when he was hit. Number 1. Chad Brothers. Sunday afternoon, Chad Brothers called his older brother Frank and told him he had never been happier in his entire life. Everything was just coming together for him, Frank Brothers told media. He was working, he was going back to school, there wasn't any one real reason, life was just good, I guess. Just before sunrise Monday, Chad Brothers, 32, was pronounced dead at Albany Medical Center Hospital, following what police described as a violent and bizarre confrontation with officers at Gold's Gym in Latham. Frank Brothers, 36, said he had never seen his brother pick a fight. He said Chad Brothers was jovial, outgoing, and approachable. A gregarious giant who this past summer volunteered to help his cancer-stricken aunt run a children's face painting stand at the Columbia County Fair. Ask anyone who knew him, and everyone around town knew him, and they'll tell you this doesn't make any sense, Frank Brothers said. He was a popular guy, everyone loved him. My brother wasn't a monster. Chad Brothers passed away less than an hour after he was restrained by Colony Police and gym-goers at the popular Troy Schenectady Road Fitness Center. Officers said they had to use 3 tasers, 2 sets of handcuffs, and a baton to subdue the 6'1", 235-pound construction worker when he went into a fit of rage after he either fell or jumped off an elliptical machine around 6:15 a.m. According to police, Chad Brothers then increased the speed on the treadmill another patron was using and punched him in the face, toppled weight machines, rifled dumbbells across the gym, and ripped drawers out of file cabinets before the first responding officer arrived. Chad Brothers then refused to calm down despite police demands. Police said he passed out once they corralled him into custody and never woke up. That's all for this video, folks. See you another time.